Welcome back to NewsTeam Boulder. I'm Clayjanae Curry. On Wednesday, CU Justin Schwartz gave his first day of campus address as Chancellor. NewsTeam reporter Maddie McManus tells us more.
CU faculty, students, and community members packed the Glenn Miller Ballroom with eagerness to hear the future aspirations for the university during times of uncertainty. Chancellor Justin Schwartz opened his State of the Campus address saying, "Higher education is under attack," alluding to Harvard's recent refusal to agree with the White House's sweeping list of demands, which ultimately led the Trump administration to freeze nearly $2.2 billion in federal funding.
CU Boulder is strong. Yes, even now. Especially now. CU Boulder's strength is grounded in our vision to be a leader in identifying and addressing the humanitarian, social, and technological challenges of the 21st century. We want to lead in sending our students out into the world. And we want to ensure that international students and scholars are supported, valued, and respected.
Chancellor Schwartz emphasized his core priorities, specifically student livelihood on campus, environmental sustainability, and opportunity through expanded access and inclusion for the university going into the next academic school year. I'm Maddie McManus with NewsTeam Boulder.
A protest led by Student Justice for Palestine congregated outside of the UMC, directly following Chancellor Schwartz's State of the Campus address.
We feel that he didn't properly represent CU Boulder students. We came out here today to represent ourselves and our needs.
The student protest was not only a response to the Chancellor's speech, but also aimed to bring attention to the classroom disruption that happened in early April, in which a student was forcibly removed from a classroom after attempting to protest. CU has not yet released further details about the classroom disruption and the individuals involved. 12 international students of Colorado universities had their visas revoked by federal officials. The wide range of reasons for deportation has made students anxious. NewsTeam Boulder reporter Yutong Chi will tell us more.
More than 20 international students in Colorado State had their visa status revoked after the Trump administration began. The International Student Scholar Services cannot reveal the names and reasons for these revokes to prevent personal information from leaking.
The thing is, you deport those students without a sufficient or evidence-based, situation. I think that's totally ridiculous.
Discussions about what international students should do to keep their visa status has become a topic among the student community. The International Student Scholar Services provided some information from their website, but there are some things we should know before we decide to have our voices said out loud.
It's important for us to know that maybe our friend who's an international student can't come to the protest with us because they have different consequences.
Professor Chapin also mentioned that most international students she talked with know their visa status is vulnerable to being maintained. Still, if something happened to you or your international student peer, knowing they will have a chance to defend themselves is critical. Please let your international peer contact ISSS directly if they find their status is in trouble by calling 303-492-8057 or visiting by walk-in. For NewsTeam Boulder, this is Yutong Xie.
Sexual assault continues to be a serious issue on college campuses, and CU is working to tackle it head-on. From prevention programs to new support resources, the university says is stepping up. But how effective are these efforts? April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, a time to raise awareness, support survivors, and advocate for change. On August 29, 2024, during a football game at Folsom Field, a report of unlawful sexual contact was made. The suspect, described as male, approximately 35 to 40 years old, assaulted a spectator on the east side of the stadium. Just a few months later, on November 16, 2024, another incident of unlawful sexual contact was reported during an event on Fair and Field. The suspect, described as a 25 to 30-year-old male. To see what the university is doing to prevent these incidents, I spoke with Teresa Rowe, the Associate Vice Chancellor of Prevention Education in the Office of Institutional Equity and Compliance, also known as OIEC. Their office is responsible for handling reports of sexual misconduct.
Our first survey that we did was in 2015. And our prevalence overall rate for undergraduate women as a whole was 28% in 2015. In 2021, it was 15%, and then it's gone up to 18%. So there are many issues in 2021, right? We were just post-pandemic. There were lots of kind of social restrictions that were affecting, the types of interpersonal harm that students were experiencing. So we weren't exactly sure what kind of rebound would we see in 2024.
As you look at the 2021 sexual misconduct survey results, here's what you need to know. About 3 in 1 undergraduate students and many others reported experiencing some form of sexual misconduct. While overall rates are down since 2015, stalking hasn't decreased. It is just as common as it was then as it is now. Experts warn this drop may not reflect real progress. It might just be a pandemic pause, with fewer parties and more students at home. Behind every statistic is a person, a student, a classmate who is silently carrying trauma. That's why it's not only important to report these stories, but to listen, learn, and connect others to the help they need. Jessica M. Ladd-Weber offered to speak on behalf of the Office of Victim Assistance, or OVA.
We will make sure that they know all of their different rights and options. And that, again, could be reporting to the school, which is Title IX, OIEC. It could be engaging law enforcement in whichever jurisdiction it happened with. It could be getting medical help. So we're going to make sure they are informed with accurate information.
It's important to speak up and take action. If you or someone you know has been affected, CU Boulder's Office of Victim Assistance is here to support. For confidential help, call National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE. New environmental advances are happening in the Boulder, Denver area. Find out more after the break. Earth Day is on Tuesday, and CU has many green events planned. April 22nd, CU's Lifestyle Magazine Club, Rome, is hosting an Earth Day block party. This zero-waste event will have live music, a clothing swap, and vintage resellers. CU is also hosting an environmental program to learn about climate action and sustainability. Stop by the Campus Sustainability Summit on April 22nd and 23rd at the UMC for a Student Ideas Showcase, a clothing swap, and much more. You can register to attend at www.colorado.edu/ecenter/CSS.
Composting rules have recently changed in Boulder. Following the commercial composting manufacturer A1's press release is now emphasizing what can go in compost bins. This is in response to the recent challenges the company has faced caused by the contamination of compost by people not knowing what can be thrown out. Products such as eggshells, meat, and other food scraps can be composted along with yard trimmings. However, products such as paper and even products that are labeled as compostable, such as silverware and containers, cannot be composted. These products should be recycled or thrown away. It is important to check A1's guidelines for approved compostable bags along with their updated product list for what is acceptable to go in the bin. Help keep Boulder and the environment clean by composting only the approved products.
A new science lab is in the works on the university's East Campus. A new home designed for tiny creatures that are usually confined to shoebox-sized spaces. NewsTeam reporter Sophie Inglesos has more.
Voles are little animals that run around in the grass. They dig tunnels. They're very social.
And they're loyal. You can't spell vole without love. Once these loyal little critters find their partner, it's death that does them part.
They form lifelong monogamous bonds between males and females.
These little critters can help scientists like Vogt understand the neuroscience behind the love, loss, and grief humans tend to display.
It represents an opportunity to use them as a model to potentially investigate what happens when you are separated from your partner. And also, on the flip side of that, what happens when you're reunified with your partner.
CU's East Campus is located just on the westernmost part of the natural prairie vole range, making this the perfect spot to build and design a new lab. This, right here, are what prairie voles are used to being lived and studied in. But the craziest part is, it's not professional architects building this lab. It's our very own CU's environmental design students. These students are thinking outside of the box, so voles don't have to live in one.
Came in on weekends and like taped out what the structure would be on the floor, and then just kind of like walked around and really like drew out what we thought it should be.
What the scientists and design students alike want to create is a habitat that helps mimic voles' natural environment.
Note that these animals are living indoors 24/7. You know, they've never seen the sky. They've never even seen the sun.
Designing a lab can be challenging, but it's the problem solving that energizes students, much like how voles light up when they see their partner.
So it's important to study the voles because they have a lot of similar brain chemistry to humans when it comes to relationships and like joy and dopamine levels.
As the semester wraps up, students scramble to finish their building plans. Meanwhile, these loyal voles are busy pairing up for life. The lab design is set to be done by semester's end, but construction timing is still unclear. Meanwhile, let's get ready for our new little neighbors. With NewsTeam Boulder, I'm Sophie Inglesias.
Up the steep grades and turns of Flagstaff Mountain lies a local gem that has been a recreation haven called Gross Reservoir. The original plan was to raise the dam over 131 feet to triple its water capacity. That would put the new water line just a few minutes from the top of the mountain, which would flood everything that exists there now. Gross Reservoir was chosen because it had the least environmental impact of 300 different options. Now Denver Water is forced to find a new plan. Judge Arguello said to the extent that Denver Water disagrees, it only has itself to blame. Hey Boulder, we've got a little bit of everything this week. Sunshine, wind, thunderstorms, and yes, even snow. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Friday is all about the snow. We're expecting snow showers throughout the day with a high near 34, and another 1 to 3 inches possible through Friday night as temps fall to 23. So remember to shake off your trees and don't park your car under a tree. Saturday keeps things chilly with a high of 44 and a 50% chance of snow showers. By Saturday night, chances of snow taper off with a low near 28. Sunday brings back the sun and a big warm up with highs near 60 and mostly clear skies. Finally, a nice spring day. Monday stays mostly sunny with a slight chance of afternoon showers and a high of 66. Tuesday similar, mostly sunny, high near 67 with a chance of evening showers. Wednesday warms up a bit with a high near 69 and a chance of afternoon showers. By Thursday, we're holding steady with partly cloudy skies and a high near 67. A few showers are possible overnight with a 30% chance of rain and a low around 44. So don't stash the winter coat just yet, but hang in there, sunshine is just around the corner. Coming up after the break, an update about Boulder stores closing and learn about ways to make your resume stand out. Stay tuned.
Two popular stores on Pearl Street are closing their doors for good. Billabong will officially close on April 25th, followed by Volcom, which is set to close on April 27th.
Can CU Boulder students outsmart AI resume screeners? From keywords to formatting tricks, career services and AI ambassadors have tips to get your resume past the bots and into the hands of employers. Maggie O'Kane is here to tell us more.
Securing a job in today's competitive market often starts with getting past AI-driven resume trackers. At the University of Colorado at Boulder, students are learning how to optimize their resumes for these systems, with career services offering AI literacy workshops and resources to help them stand out. The AI literacy showcases will now be held in the case building more frequently. You can find out when they are in your Buff Blast email or even email career services and they will let you know immediately. From crafting resumes that resonate with automated systems to providing guidance on how to present skills effectively, CU Boulder is equipping students with tools to navigate the evolving job search landscape. As AI continues to shape hiring practices, these resources are empowering students to take control of their career journey.
If you want to learn more about how to get your resume through AI trackers, come on down to the case building and they'll help you out. Always remember you can also go to Career Services website and they have plenty of tips and tricks. This has been Maggie O'Kane for Boulder News Team.
Get ready, Buff fans. Football is back in Boulder for at least just a day. This Saturday, all eyes will be on Folsom Field as the Colorado Buffaloes hit the turf for the 2025 spring game. It's your first chance to catch a glimpse of what Coach Prime and the team has been cooking up for the upcoming season. Gates open at 12:30 and kickoff is at 2:30. And if you can't be there in person, don't worry. The action will be televised live on ESPN. Tickets are just $19, and with the semester winding down, it's the perfect way to send it off in the true Buff fashion. Don't miss out.
Katy Perry is the one that got away to space. On Monday morning, the pop star boarded the Blue Origin rocket along with NASA scientists Amanda Wen and Aisha Bowe, entrepreneur and Bezos' fiance Lauren Sanchez, TV presenter Gayle King, and film producer Carrie Ann Flynn. The flight lasted around 11 minutes and traveled more than 60 miles above Earth.
Research at Cambridge University have found what they believe are the strongest signs yet of possible life on another planet. The planet known as K2-18b is far outside our solar system. It orbits a star 120 light years away. Using the James Webb Space Telescope, scientists detected signs of two gases that are emitted by living organisms here on Earth. The study author cautions they are not saying they have detected life, but they believe it could be signs of biological process. More research is needed to determine if the planet is habitable. The study was published Wednesday in the Astrophysical Journal Letters. Catch us next Friday at 4 p.m. on YouTube. I'm Clayton Curry.
And I'm Adair Tutin. Have a good weekend, Buffs.